Rory Burns and Aaron Harinath both hit their maiden championship hundreds on the third day of the London derby between Surrey and Middlesex at the Kia Oval, but an inspired spell from Toby Roland-Jones has still left this exciting game in the balance. Surrey resumed on the third morning on 86 for 1, just 2 runs behind Middlesex, and with Burns and Harinath already bedded in on 40 and 39 respectively. They stuck with each other shot for shot for a large part of their 217-run partnership. Harinath had got to his 51st off 109 balls, and with an almost identical shot, Burns matched him off just 1 delivery more. They soon secured just the 5th century partnership of the season for their county. Neither batsman would have given themselves much hope of earning a place in this super talented Surrey batting lineup at the beginning of the season, but the trust in them was rewarded with some fine batting from the pair. Harinath soon went beyond 63, his previous best in the championship. Burns has been in good form ever since he got into this side at the top of the order, but this was to be his best effort so far. On this evidence, there may be many big scores to come from the man who celebrates his 22nd birthday next week. He too went to a championship best. Their hundreds came within 3 balls of each other just before lunch. Burns was there first and offered his supporters a little bow on reaching his excellent ton. His had come off 192 deliveries and had contained 12 fours. Moments later, and his mate Harinath matched him. As he turned for his second run, he knew that he'd done it, and the nervous tension that both batsmen must have been feeling had been lifted. His 100 had occupied 178 balls, 9 of which he'd struck for 4. The pair's partnership stood at 197 when lunch arrived. That was a record for the second wicket against Middlesex for the county, and this run after the break now made it a 200-run stand. Middlesex must have started to wonder where on earth they were going to get a wicket from. From being 88 runs ahead on first innings, this boundary from Burns now put them 142 runs behind. This pair had been together for 69 overs when their superb stand was ended by Stephen Crook. On 109, Harinath nicked to Adam Rossington, who spilled the chance, only to be saved by the very quick reactions of Chris Rogers. With the second new ball due in 8 overs, Middlesex would have been happy to have a new man at the crease at last, but Xander de Brain appeared to be in no mood to now let the visitors off the hook. He got going with a couple of exquisite drives. That new ball finally ended Burns' innings on 121 after more than 5 hours at the crease, Roland-Jones trapping the batsman in front at 264 for 3. It was a big moment for Middlesex. Roland-Jones struck again in his next over, de Brain edging to Rogers to go for 23. Roland-Jones has been in top form in the last couple of weeks, and he then did for Rory Hamilton-Brown, who was bang in front when trying to whip to leg. 3 wickets had fallen in 5 overs, all to Roland-Jones, who claimed the best figures of his career just last week in Hove. He had to wait a little longer for his 5-4 here, though. With the total on 292 and the lead at 204, Surrey lost their 6th wicket. Jason Roy, another LBW victim, this time off the bowling of Crook. Roland-Jones was back on after tea, and he proved to be much too good for Gareth Batty, who was bowled, to give the bowler his 5 wickets. And the collapse continued a few overs later when Murtagh Cartett became LBW victim number 4, Crook with his 3rd wicket. When Burns and Harinath had been going along serenely, a big lead looked certain, but now Surrey needed Steve Davis to make the most of the work with the tailenders. He'd made 44 when he chipped Tim Murtagh to long on, where Crook held on, and the innings was finished off by Tom Smith, who saw Jay Dernbach edge to Joe Denley. From 264 for 2, Surrey were all out for 341, with Roland-Jones taking 5 for 39 from 24 outstanding overs. That left Middlesex a target of 254 to complete the double over their local rivals. Their initial concern was to get through the 14 overs left in this day. If they could do that, then they would certainly go into the last one as favourites. But crucially, Batty got the wicket of Rogers, who was given out leg before for 14, meaning that this is still anyone's game. Middlesex will start again on the final morning on 45 for 1 with Sam Robson still there on 22. That leaves them another 209 runs to get with 9 wickets in hand. It will take just 1 batsman to shine to get them home, but Surrey's spinners will also feel confident of bowling their side to a very important victory for them.